Дамы и господа, уважаемые телезрители, третий бой Road to NFC4. Дорога к победе. 9 мая на телеканале М1 Global. Мы продолжаем в промежуточной весовой категории до 90 килограмм. В красный угол октагона приглашается боец клуба Бантенгжи Минск Андрей Mizhukursky.
Catchweight contest coming your way. 24-year-old Andrey Mizhukursky making his professional debut, and these road to victory tournaments and cards are all about the up-and-comers, those testing themselves for the first time as professional fighters. What do you look for from a fighter making his professional debut? You've been a long-time coach as well, so what are some of the things you want to see, win or lose, out of a person making their debut?
Win or lose, I want to see that confident posture and, applying what you've learned. Like I was saying earlier, everyone's got a plan until they get socked in the grill. But, when you see him get hit, when you see him get taken down, when you see him be in adversity, I like to see a young fighter push through that and then implement his game plan. That's what I'm always looking for.
Glushanin.
20-year-old Pavel Glushanin, and this may turn into a drinking game, is making his debut.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Three-time champion in freestyle wrestling. And wrestling, of course, one of the best bases you can bring to mixed martial arts. It's that fulcrum, right? It's from, we've talked about it ad nauseum, and we've seen so many incredible wrestlers who for many years an Olympic gold medal was it. But the Olympic gold medal doesn't always pay the bills, and so when mixed martial arts became a viable option, we saw how many Olympic-style wrestlers and highly decorated wrestlers took to mixed martial arts like fishes to water. And why do you think that is? What makes wrestling such an important base in mixed martial arts?
Well, it's one of the best defined, martial arts for controlling someone, for taking someone down, for getting a dominant position. And when you talk about real fighting, you talk about, whooping someone's butt, being in a dominant position.
You said butt.
And controlling where the fight goes and who's on top, per se. That's how you get it done. That's how you really, and in self-defense as well. If you have a strong ability to control where the fight goes, then you can control often how the fight ends.
The Beavis and Buttheads of broadcasting. Mo and the Legend. On a Saturday where it's, 9:38 a.m. on the West Coast.
Чемпион Республики Беларусь по ММА. Чемпион Республики Беларусь по рукопашному бою. Неоднократный победитель республиканских турниров по ММА и панкратиону. Боец клуба Бантенгжи Минск. Первый профессиональный бой. 24 года. Андрей Mizhukursky. В синем углу октагона трехкратный чемпион Республики Беларусь по вольной борьбе. Чемпион Республики Беларусь по грэпплингу по версии ADCC. Чемпион Республики Беларусь по боевому самбо. Чемпион Кубка Республики Беларусь по ушу саньда. Боец клуба Шурко Тим Минск. Первый профессиональный бой. 20 лет. Pavel Глушанин.
Set for round numero uno. Set for 3 5-minute rounds in the MMA cage. Road to NFG4. This is a catch-weight contest.
Рефери в октагоне Вадим Куцый.
Бойцы на середину. Внимательно слушаем мои команды. Правила не нарушаем. Покажите честный и красивый бой. Пожали руки. По углам.
Big shout out to our loyal viewer. He's been with us the entire way from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Harris Usanovich, the critically acclaimed documentary filmmaker who was enjoying the scintillating action. I didn't realize he can understand Russian. We should hire him as our translator.
Wait, he speaks Russian?
He said he can understand what's happening. I think we should put him on the payroll. First round here, we've got the Pavel Glushanin in the blue gloves, Andrey Mizhukursky in the red gloves, and Mizhukursky walking down Glushanin, but Glushanin launches the left off his back foot. Nice jab that connects for Glushanin.
And Glushanin's got that strong stance. I was about to talk about his wrestling, and he dropped right in for that takedown.
And good reversal as well. Now it's Glushanin on Mizhukursky's back. Mizhukursky trying to post. Man, I'll never forget when Mark Coleman took down Murillo Ninja, or make that Mauricio Shogun Hua in a pride event, and Shogun went to post and shattered his arm.
So gnarly.
Not good.
Yeah, that was gross. Hold that thing right back.
Yeah, first minute. I think it turned into a massive brawl after as well. A minute gone here, plus, and the referee monitoring the situation as Pavel Glushanin, he's sticking to his opponent like Glushanin.
And using that wrestling and that great base to stay on top. Here comes the damage. Full mount position. Not where you want to be in the first minute and a half of a fight. Talk about how it affects you as a young fighter, as a guy just stepping in there. To have a guy sitting on your chest a minute and a half in, punching your face in. That doesn't feel good.
Mizhukursky resetting. Feeling out process here. Clock ticking away in the opening round. And for Mizhukursky, he is 24. Glushanin 20. And it's debut view all over again.
Playing a dangerous game here of exchanging power punches. Glushanin's got his hands open, so he's more catching position. He's going to catch, counter, and shoot. A little bit safer than swinging these knuckles right now.
Inside low kick lands for Mizhukursky. But cautious, very tentative now. Oh, and Glushanin looking for the takedown and the slam takedown into side control. So Glushanin stapling Mizhukursky to the mat.
And a very dominant position and takedown. Talk about the psychology of it. You get lifted up, thrown down on your back, and then the guy's laying on you. That'll suck the life out of you.
High amplitude takedown. At high crotch referee. What? Excuse me.
The referee's
I can let a lot of things go when you are inside. What is this? Is this Roy Nelson, Andrey Arlovsky, and Elite XC? What are we doing here? Under 2 minutes remaining in the opening round, and wow! From side control.
Yes, Belarus, they stand for nothing. They want action at all times.
It's called boxing or kickboxing. If you don't want the ground game, I mean, that was ridiculous. And now a shot, naked shot by Glushanin, this time well defended by Andrey Mizhukursky. Mizhukursky hoping to find the key to unlock the mystery of Pavel Glushanin, and really it's been no mystery. Glushanin wants to take this to the mat.
He wants it down, yeah, he wants it down, and you know, what concerns me is that last takedown, he gave it away. It was no cover, it was nothing. And then when he shot in, his back was bent, but he really didn't have a powerful position when he got inside.
Hey, ref, he's going for a submission. You might want to stop it. Are you kidding me? Are you What the? Are we living in some kind of simulation right now? That was too funny. That was too funny. Under a minute left here in the opening round, and Mizhukursky tagging Glushanin. Glushanin, though, doing a good job ducking underneath the strike, looking for the shot, but Mizhukursky defended it.
He looks tired. His back is arched. He's not in a strong.
Coming up on the final 30 seconds of the first frame. And again, both of them in their first full He wanted to take it down, but now it's breaking down in just a wild slugfest here. And already you wonder about the pace and the conditioning as the pace is slowing here. Final seconds of the opening round, a round in which we saw Glushanin's grappling game front and center. Ready for part 2 of a scheduled 3-part fight? So Glushanin showing why he was a 3-time freestyle wrestling champion in his native Belarus. Also has experience in the premier grappling tournament for ADCC, the Abu Dhabi Combat Club Submission Wrestling Championships. Of course, so many amazing performances there, and never forget the much anticipated rematch between Ricardo Arona and Dean Lister when they had their classic battle in Abu Dhabi. Then they came to Pride, and I got in trouble by Dean Lister, one of the first fighters to go on the Shootout Forum. And, you know, one of the first, well, not fighters, thankfully, but first of many people to go on Shootout and take their shots at yours truly. I think, and I admit, in hindsight, it wasn't the best thing for me to say. Let's take a look at the highlights, boss, if that's what you called it. It wasn't the most exciting fight. Did you remember this one? At its moments as round 2 is underway between Andrey Mizhukursky in the red tape and Pavel Glushanin in the blue. By the way, it's been the best thing. We're in mental health awareness. You can be a part. Yeah, Brock Lesnar and the great debacle that was A1 Dynamite USA. Unlike anything, there needs to be a 30 for 40 on that show alone. I mean, the fighters were gassed just by the walk from the steps of the immortal LA Coliseum. But yeah, Brock Lesnar's professional MMA debut took place that night, defeating an Olympic silver medalist, Min Kim. In fact, he won via ground and pound within the guard. Think about that. But right now, we got Glushanin in the blue, Andrey Mizhukursky in the red. They're just starting to step in. I was going to say, fatigue makes cowards of us all. How can these you always have to retire. I've said this, whether it's your first fight, whether it's your 25th fight, anytime you step into the cage or ring, you are courageous. You have earned the respect. Because this is not the way, well, this is not how you find out you're living in life. Hurt business. Yeah. But you were in the hurt business. You were hurting your own soul, your own being. And for many people, MMA, the martial arts,
asking a girlfriend out, you know, all of these little life fears. There's nothing more scary. There's nothing more intimidating and terrifying than stepping into a cage against more pain.
Well, the extent of my relationship, I once phoned one of those chat lines, and the person on the other end said, "Not tonight, I have an earache." All right, it's round 2, so we get back to business. Your Andrey Mizhukursky, the red tape, Pavel Glushanin, and the blue one. Mizhukursky is just trying to come forward with his spikes just being picked off by Glushanin, but you can tell that fatigue is already setting in these two neophytes in MMA.
And they're both getting tired here. And that's when you see fighters pull back to what they know works the best. Their best technique. Whether it's a takedown, whether it's a right hand, whether it's an inside kick. This is where you see, and coaches will say this too, you know, they'll throw out three best things that they're good at, and most importantly, the thing that they did right now. Very tired, these two guys.
Nice takedown. Wow, he was able to secure the takedown, Pavel Glushanin, and that is been without a doubt, if he's able to do anything with it, the move of the round. But man, they're just tired, and you can see even Mizhukursky not having trying to. I don't know what he's trying to do here. He's looking for a submission, but there's no way he's going to get Glushanin.
Yeah, there's still, you got to be under the chin or have that arm real high. I think they're both a breather. And and looking for that break, because here it comes.
All right. Man, they're having trouble even getting back to their feet.
That's where a referee comes in handy.
Well, and
that was one of those moments where they should have been.
And the one thing you cannot allow yourself to be betrayed by is conditioning. I mean, Frank, that's the reason you became the legend. You were one of the first people to realize, okay, wait a minute. Yes, you could be the most talented striker, grappler. If you don't have the gas tank, you don't have conditioning, you're not going anywhere.
You gotta build the machine, you gotta make the machine strong.
Final 15 seconds of the second round, a sloppy round to say the least, between Andrey Mizhukursky and Pavel Glushanin. Glushanin's grappling not as successful this time around. Sure, the takedown wasn't able to improve upon it. Referee brought them back up to their feet, and they will stumble their way to round 3.
Yeah, and these guys are tired, so someone's really got to pull it out in this final round. Either, pick a technique, pick a punch, but really go for it.
Prime number 3, and let's hope that Mizhukursky and Glushanin summon up a prime time level performance. It's prime time somewhere.
Nobody's prime time somewhere, especially when you're performing.
Well, especially when you're Deion Sanders. Deion, prime time, baby! There's something to be said about just being at home,
On the couch,
in your sweats, on the couch. It kind of takes on a different meaning as a broadcaster, a little more uninhibited, maybe. Thanks to my business manager, also being a broadcast partner, to keep me minding my P's and Q's. I might go back into my days of wanting to be that shock jock. A lot of people don't realize radio and DJ, club DJ for years. Right? Got to get back to that. But
yeah, I see you spinning records, man.
oh, I did
I
back.
see you bringing the heat.
I was on the 1 and 2s, man. But here's a different kind of 1 and 2s. We're going to see what happens in round 3 as we get back to hits of a different variety. Andrey Mizhukursky, the red tape, Pavel Glushanin in the blue tape, and final 5 minutes. Overhand right misses for Mizhukursky, and it took everything for him to muster up that punch.
Well, this is really the round where you make some decisions. What is
But this is where you build your mental fortitude, and in many ways, we're not criticizing when we talk about them. This is the start of their career. This is where you find out what needs to be addressed, what needs to be addressed. And I believe, especially as a mediocre high school wrestler, when you were dead tired in a wrestling, you were dead tired within the first 30 seconds, right? Your mind starts playing with you.
Absolutely. Well, you got to think, most street fights, most physical qualifications, 11 hard minutes, and they're still fighting.
Well, what's that a testament? I mean, the line, though, and the cliche, 90%. What does that mean in layman's terms for you, the guy who put together watching these two newcomers? These are the first time they're fighting as pros in an MMA stage. Talk about the mental fortitude.
Besides the 5-minute round, fighting, all the stuff that goes on, the anxiety of stepping in there, of trying to achieve this thing, and then if you push, you get pushed back, or punched back, or choked back, holds or apply.
Well, Glushanin here desperately trying to fight for the takedown, and I know the referee's already warning him, and in this case, it's a stalemate. But getting back to your point, Frank, having said that, you were still able to utilize mind games during fights, the memorable, you're going to sleep with overall, and other things, the bonding, and is that a part of the process, or is that a part of your something inside you being manifested in a way that giving up?
Well, for me, it was hard. I finally got so good at it, so accustomed to stress, anxiety, so comfortable because I was so well trained on technique, so little energy, and because I was so present in the moment, then I was able to get the next level.
Right.
The next level, my opponent's going through the same battle, psychologically, physically, spiritually. And I was able to then step outside and sort of manipulate that world, right, onto whatever else.
I think Mizhukursky was content to use Glushanin back as a pillow. Referee saying, no, we're going to break it apart again. So coming up on the final 2 minutes of this fight. And they are definitely, whatever is left in the respective aspects, they're looking to utilize it. Nice sharp jabs by Mizhukursky, 2 of them. But it's Glushanin again, working for the takedown, looking to pick the single on 21 point.
That's not what I wanted to say. Get up. If it's possible, the last minutes of a slug match, because that last jab was fantastic. Of course, he's got the head here, but there's no position of power. And that was a fair break. I call that a fair break. If nothing was happening, it was, he had the headlock, but unless your hips are next to the body, there's no position of power there.
Coming up on the final 60 seconds of the fight, catchweight contest between Andrey Mizhukursky in the red tape and Pavel Glushanin in the blue. And part of the reason I'm saying their names repeatedly is hopefully that one day soon I'll be able to actually pronounce them correctly. Under a minute left here in this fight. And Mizhukursky and Glushanin, I mean, the body language, the hands down, and Glushanin, I mean, look at that, a takedown attempt. You can see that from, the next country over.
Yeah, and as a guy who didn't wrestle, I had trouble stopping the takedown when I got tired. I didn't have that natural low base and the natural hits.
Well, but it's not even about stopping it. The shot was incredibly sloppy because of fatigue there by Glushanin.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, and these are the times when you're shooting to safe positions and you're looking for areas where you're not getting hurt anymore or where you're not expending that same energy.
Well,
these guys are tired.
I mean, to the victor of both of them, maybe we'll go in. Have some salt bath, but give them credit for going the 15 minutes, the hard 15 minutes. Conditioning, obviously, something that they will want to adjust. But Andrey Mizhukursky, Pavel Glushanin, in both their first fight, I mean, that's a test. You found out some truth about
15
themselves.
minutes? Wow. For a first time, to open the door with 15 minutes, and think, the average street fight takes about 30 seconds.
That 15 minutes could have easily been 15 hours.
Tremendous test.
And what a 15 hours some of us went through earlier this week. An incredible period of time, man. We get ready here for the official decision.
Дамы и господа, единогласным решением судей победу одержал боец синего угла Pavel Glushanin.
Pavel Glushanin, 20 years of age, thanks to his grappling, able to secure the victory and with Andrey Mizhukursky via unanimous decision.
And it really was the ability to add the takedown. With keeping that posture, Glushanin was, he stayed open-handed for the most part, and when he didn't move his head, that's definitely a wrestling trait. He took the shot in response to it. He had his goal, kept his position, and when necessary, the 8 shots to get in. It's not a bad round kick out of Glushanin, and he's been in the game. It was a weird fight because you could see right away, what